Oh god, this is gonna suck. It really is. Hey there folks, I am the Mighty Plantain. Thanks for checking out this video. As you can see here, we have another Bud Light Seltzer holiday pack or seasonal pack. This is their ugly sweater pack, and it is fucking ugly. It is Friday, April 22nd of 2022. And yes, in April of 2022, we're looking at a winter slash Christmas pack from 2021. It's been out for a while now. Here's the thing. I was walking through my local liquor and beer store, and I saw a pack of Bud Light Seltzer, a 12 pack for $6. That's a fucking steal. Okay? And I looked at it and I realized why. Because it's a Bud Light seasonal pack. I did the fall pack, I think 2021's fall pack, and it was kind of awful. There was one winner, I think, in the whole pack. So yeah, I had two thoughts. I'm like, $6 is a steal, and I'm a cheap bastard, so let's grab it. And then I justified it by saying, you know what? I haven't done a video in the regrets playlist for a while. Now I'm getting ahead of myself here. Maybe this is good. Maybe it's great, but just experience has told me this is going to go in the regrets category. We've got Cranberry, Sugar Plum, Cherry Cordial, and Salsa Nog. Somebody decided it was a good idea to make an eggnog flavored seltzer. I'm only partly shivering because it's chilly in here. It's at 65 degrees. The heat hasn't kicked on yet, and I'm hoping it doesn't in the middle of this video. Hey, it's April, so it's a little warmer than it usually is. All right, so Bud Light Seltzer, ugly sweater pack. These are all 100 calories each and 5% ABV. We're going to start, and I kind of organized these in the order of what I anticipate to be good to what I anticipate to be bad. We're going to go with Sugar Plum, then we'll do the Cranberry, we'll do Cherry Cordial, because cherry by itself is one thing, but Cherry Cordial, that can go wrong. And then, of course, Salsa Nog is the fourth and final one. So let's just get right into it. Check this out. So Sugar Plum hard seltzer. Yes, I apologize that this is basically a winter pack that's being done in the spring/summer, but like I said, it's too cheap to pass up. This is gonna suck, and well, I'm still doing this so that you don't have to. Maybe you'll get into a similar situation where you see this on sale and it's too good of a deal to pass up. At least you'll know what you're getting into ahead of time. Sometimes I drink the swill so you don't have to. Thanks for mentioning that when I do point it out, Larry. Larry Blydner of That Larry Show. You should check out his podcast, That Larry Show. Patreon.com/That Larry Show. A lot of really good stuff in that podcast. The man sometimes hits me up exactly with what I need to hear that week. And it's pretty cool. So, yeah. Anyway. Nothing too surprising here. It's mildly effervescent for a seltzer. Sometimes I see more bubbles than this. Sometimes I see fewer. This may be because it's more syrupy based on whatever flavoring they've added, but minor bubbles. Or maybe it's because it's been sitting on the shelf for a few months. But completely clear, as most seltzers are. Slightly fruity aroma. Not bad. I'm just looking real quick here. Sugar plum flavored with other natural flavors. Gluten-free, 2 grams of carbs, 1 gram of sugar. Well, less than 1 gram sugars. 100 calories. Natural flavored. Water, cold fermented cane sugar, natural flavors, cane sugar, citric acid, sodium citrate, stevia leaf extract, malted rice. Okay, so whatever the flavoring is, they're not naming it. There's no actual fruit juice in here, by the way. Usually isn't. Just a general sweetness, maybe a little bit, might be a little bit plummy. And mighty tighty whitey, I'm smuggling plums. Do plums have pits? I know peaches do. I'm trying to think of what other fruits have pits. I mean, peaches have pits. Plums might have pits, if I remember right. Cherries have stones when they get too mature. Sometimes you're eating a nice piece of fruit and you hit that pit and you got that bitter pit flavor. I mean, up front, it's a little misleading. Up front, it's kind of sweet, a little plum flavored, but as soon as it hits the back of your tongue, it's immediately that bitter seltzer flavor. Again, and this might be unique to me, I don't know. People, I've got ex-wives. Yeah, both of them. And a couple of ex-girlfriends who say that seltzer water just tastes like water. But for me, it's got a certain bitterness to it that I just can't get past. And the same thing happens to me with the hard seltzers. It's a bitterness, but there's also in this, an extra, like, kick of bitterness, like hitting those pits in peaches. So this stone fruit is a specific type of fruit, but I think it might also refer to a category of fruits like peach. Getting off in the weeds. By the way, this is not my first drink of the evening, so I might be, by the end of this video, pretty fucking blitzed. I needed a couple of shots of liquid courage just to get into this thing. Yeah, I'm not liking it. In terms of hard seltzers, it's not a hard pass. I mean, I wouldn't turn it up for free. I'm sure as hell not spending $6 on another 12-pack to get the sugar plum flavor. And again, it's not undrinkable, obviously, and it's not horrible, but it's just not pleasant. I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5. Now, I'm going to try to say this only once. On a scale of 1 to 5, a 2.5 is average. So this is a slightly below average beverage for me in terms of overall experience. And honestly, in terms of seltzers, it's slightly below the average. I've been doing so many seltzers now, I actually have an average worked out. Okay. I'm not a big fan of the seltzers, but folks who watch the channel are, so I gotta give you guys what you like seeing because I want to drive those numbers up. Subscribers and views, so anyway. Yeah, this is not great. But again, not undrinkable, so 2 out of 5. I'm going to go ahead and finish this one up. I'm going to cleanse the palate with some water. Plain water, not seltzer water. Copious amounts of plain water. And then we will grab the cranberry. Next up, cranberry nut crunch fucking ale. Tell me if you spot that reference. I know at least one of you will. I'm going to do what I didn't do on the first one. Well, what I didn't do right away on the first one. Water, cold fermented cane sugar, natural flavors, cane sugar, citric acid, malic acid. That's different from the last one. Other than that, you see, Okay, natural flavors. Yeah, we'll go with that. 2 grams carbs, less than 1 gram sugars. Same thing. Like I said, for all of these, 100 calories, 5% ABV. I mean, I'll say this again, as I always say with the seltzers, because they typically are at 100 calories and they're usually around 5 ABV. You know, not a bad option if you're trying to be a little bit more weight conscious. I'm not going to say health conscious because, you know, alcohol is alcohol, but weight conscious. I'm a fat bastard. This is the double XL shirt. I'm going to go off on another quick segue here because I ordered it from TeePublic. And I don't know if anybody remembers the last time I ordered from TeePublic, I thought I could fit into a large, and it made my fucking tits pop out, and you could see the outline of my gut. It was bad. You could practically see the hair on my chest through the damn thing. It was so tight. So I ordered a double XL just to kind of overcompensate, and I think next time we'll get a large. Anyway, I'm also fluctuating here and there, depending on whether I'm working out that week or not, so you don't need to know all that. But I said it anyway. Same as before. Although this one's even less effervescent, so maybe it's even thicker, more viscous. The last one had a bit of a light mouthfeel, as all seltzers do, by the way. I forgot to mention the mouthfeel. Yeah, even fewer bubbles. Burp. Pardon. About the same uncolored, clear, not cloudy seltzer water look. Wow. Hiccups are trying to break through early tonight. I think we got him for now. Yep, smells like cranberries. Mostly the sweetness of the cranberry, not much of the tart coming through in the aroma. But this is more distinctly cranberry than that was plum. Same light yet tingly mouthfeel that I get from a seltzer. Now, it's funny because it's not very effervescent in the glass, but as it rolls off the tongue, tons of tiny little bubbles come up. I'm thinking, no, maybe a few. See, when I disturb the glass, I don't know if that's coming through on the camera because it's further away, but a few bubbles come up when I disturb the glass, but not what I'm used to from other drinks with this nucleation point on the bottom there. Tons of bubbles in my mouth. Yeah, this one's mostly just seltzer. It smells a lot like cranberry. Tastes a little like cranberry. This is more like water. But it's easier to drink. Whew, pardon. Well, until it comes back up on the burps. I may be suffering some of the consequences of the first one, but the burps are awful. I was going to hit this with a flat out 2.5 out of 5 just because it's more drinkable than the last one, but those burps... You know what? The burps aren't the cranberry's fault. I'm going to go with the 2.5 out of 5. Basically just overall average. It's like drinking alcoholic carbonated water, which can't beat that. I mean, nothing better than alcoholic carbonated water. Gets you drunk, and it's like drinking water. So, anyway, that's the cranberry. Once again, I'm going to finish it off, cleanse with some regular water, and I will try to avoid any other segues as I go into the cherry cordial next. All right, so we have the cherry cordial now. Water, cold fermented cane sugar, natural flavors, cane sugar, artificial flavor, sodium citrate, citric acid, stevia leaf extract, malted rice. Okay, so similar to the sugar plum, there was one extra ingredient, I think, in the cranberry. pretty sure this ingredient list is the same as the sugar plum. Yeah, got a little more aggressive with the pour, and as it settles, the results are kind of the same. Nice to know that the consistency is with the beverage and not in my pouring technique. This one's a little cloudy. And, oh, there's a little streamer of bubbles coming up there. I don't know if you can see that on the video. But it's a little cloudier than the others. That's interesting. But still, just as mildly effervescent, although this one little string of small bubbles makes me think that it's not as thick and non-effervescent as the others. However, there's even fewer bubbles collecting at the top. So maybe it's about the same. I knew there was a burp coming. So yeah. That's what I was worried about. Like I said, cherry cordials can go really right or they can go really wrong. Now, when I think of cherry cordials, I'm thinking of an actual cherry cordial chocolate with the cherry. There's the actual cherry in there, but then there's the goo around the cherry. Now, the goo around the cherry is almost sickly sweet sometimes, but it does have a slight odd taste to it. And sometimes the sweetness isn't enough to balance out that. I don't know what kind of flavor you would describe it as. It's like, I guess bitterness is the closest I can come. But sometimes the goo surrounding the cherry in the cherry cordial is, again, not sweet enough, and there's this unpleasant flavor that seeps in. And then it fades really quickly, and the cherry itself is delicious. But the aroma coming off of this is that one unpleasant flavor in the cherry cordial goo. And that's all I'm getting, is that odd, bitter, unpleasant flavor from the cherry cordial goo. I'm starting to repeat myself. I'm getting, like I said, by the end of this video, I'm going to be pretty blitzed. Case in point, I just whacked the glass. So anyway, I will try not to continue repeating myself, but if you know what I'm talking about, you do. If you don't, well, then I just am making no sense at all. But yeah, that one unpleasant aspect of that particular candy is what's coming through in the aroma. So I hope that the flavor is different than the aroma in this one. And it's not. It's not. Fuck. There's like a mild hint of cherry in the finish, but other than that, it's like staticky cardboard and flour. Ugh. As a kid at restaurants, I used to grab the sugar packets for the coffee, and I'd dump the sugar packets on my tongue and chew them up, the grittiness, all that, whatever, diabetes incoming. I did it once with Sweet and Low. You guys remember Sweet and Low? Do you remember NutraSweet at all? Sweet and Low was a name brand of NutraSweet, so it was equal. Anyway, artificial sweeteners. But Sweet and Low was probably good when you added it to coffee, but by itself, it was just this bitter ick taste. Pardon. I know that because I made the mistake of running out of sugar packets at the restaurant. Hell, Sweet and Low is the same thing, right? No, it's not. Whew, pardon. But yeah, that sweet and low, icky, supposed to be sweet, yet instead bitter and just awful flavor is the closest I can come to describing the unpleasant, bitter cherry cordial goo flavor that I was describing earlier. And it's like the combination of the two is in this. It's awful. Light mouthfeel, just like the other two, but just it's like somebody's dangling a cherry in front of me, and I get to lick it after swallowing a handful of cardboard. It's just paper. You ever chew up paper to make spitballs? It's like that. It's like chewing up your old test. Your teacher handed you back your test with a scratch and sniff sticker on it with cherry flavor or cherry aroma. A scratch and sniff cherry sticker, but they peeled the sticker off and threw it away because you sucked at the test, and then you had to eat the paper to make spitballs to spit back at the teacher who failed you. I don't know where I'm going with that, but this is bad. $6 for the 12 pack at 50 cents. I'm dumping this one. It's a 1 out of 5. Would not recommend it at all. See, I would normally take another sip here just to make a point, but I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna dump it, cleanse with some water. Then we're up to the fourth and final, the one that I anticipate being the worst. And, I mean, I want to say it can't possibly be worse than the cherry cordial, but I know from experience that that's a fucking lie. Anyway, Salsa Nog is next. Seltzer Nog! Yep, still doesn't sound appetizing. I thought maybe getting all dramatic with it would make it sound better. Water, cold fermented cane sugar, natural flavors of eggnog and seltzer. Cane sugar, artificial flavors. Oh, this is the first one I think that has artificial flavors in it as well as the natural. Citric acid, sodium citrate, stevia leaf extract, malted rice. Ugh. So, I don't know, part of that's the chill, part of it's me being inebriated, and part of it is just me feeling icky with anticipation. Seltzer Nog. It's like two words that do not fucking belong together, and somebody decided that eggnog was a good flavor for hard seltzer. Oh, look at that. That is something, though. It is the most bubbly and effervescent of the batch. And it actually held that head for longer than the others. It is also very clear and not very effervescent after the pour. I think that was more of an aggressive pour than I've given the others too, so maybe that has something to do with the way it bubbled up at first, but who knows. Ooh, pardon. Hang on, let's get the burps out of the way here. Well, if anything, the lack of aftertaste in those burps means that I have done adequate cleansing with water in between these beverages. Huh. That was an actual chill. Actually smells like eggnog. It does have that slightly sweet yet eggy aroma to it that eggnog does. Once again, I know we're in April, and eggnog has no place in April, but I talked about all that at the top of the video. I'm not repeating myself again. But yeah, It smells like eggnog faintly, so that's interesting. Light mouthfeel. Up front, it's got that bitter flavor of seltzer. And then, eggnog is a tricky thing. It's pleasant because it's seasonal, and I think people trick themselves into thinking they like it just because you don't get it very often. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of eggnog anyway. I'll give it this. Up front, it's mostly the seltzer bitterness, but right as it rolls off the back of your tongue, there is a hint of the flavor of eggnog. And in the finish, it's all bitter seltzerness. And these two flavors, as I said before, have no business being together. The burps are vomit-inducing. Matter of fact, I almost welcome the bile, because at least that's a flavor that doesn't necessarily belong in your mouth, but it's not as unnatural. Vomit and bile would be a more natural taste than this odd fucking concoction. It's not undrinkable. It's just so weird, fucked up, and unpleasant that it doesn't belong there. Small sips are better. They're still not okay. This is just fucking wrong. It is 100% wrong. I don't get it. Don't get it. I don't. This is not. That is not okay. I keep hoping it's going to get better, but man, small sips are better. But at the cost of 50 cents, I'm dumping that one too. Fuck it. That's getting a 0. That is getting a 0 rating. I cannot in good conscience recommend this being drank in any way, shape, or form. So, $6 for the 12 pack is a reasonable price. Maybe if you drink all 3 of the sugar plums and all 3 of the cranberries beforehand, so 6 of these in, within a a reasonably short time frame, pardon, you might be drunk enough at that point that you don't. Oh God, the burps. The burps are gonna fucking kill me. You might be drunk enough after the first 6 that the flavor of the cherry cordials is a little more tolerable, and then the seltzer nog. God, seltzer nog. Just fucking say it yourself, seltzer nog. You don't even have to drink it, but it becomes even worse after you drink it and then you say it. Seltzer nog. Seltzer nog. Seltzer nog. Sounds like a fucking prison. I'm gonna send your ass to Salsa Nog. No, that doesn't work. But seriously, like Seltzer Nog, just run those 2 words together and you can, I don't know, you come up with something unpleasant to associate with. Other than this, because I wouldn't recommend trying this so that you know what it tastes like. It's not worth it. Well, like I said, maybe after the other 9 in this pack are gone, those 3 Seltzer Nogs will, I hate saying it, will go down, but you still got to get through these 6 to get there. The sugar plum, okay, not bad, not horrible. The cherry cordial, and that last one, just ugh. The cranberry's okay too. So the sugar plum and the cranberry, they're okay. I would not recommend the other 2. Ugh. Getting the jitters just thinking about taking another sip of that. That's getting dumped. So anyway, we had, I believe, a 2.5, a 2, a 1, and a 0. Not exactly a pack of winners here. You guys fucking suck. I said you would at the top of the video. Yeah. So, I mean, overall, Bud Light. So the next, it's a beer-flavored seltzer, and it's actually pretty much beer-flavored. I'd go for that. And then the hard sodas were good, but again, they're more loaded with sugar than any other seltzers out there. But hell, at least they taste good. This pack, even worse than the fall pack. I can't even fucking look at you anymore. Anyway, yeah, this definitely belongs in the regrets playlist. I called that from the beginning, and I'm sticking with it. It's going there. But, you know, that's just my opinion on these guys. Hit me up down below in the comments or on the email link. Let me know what you have to say about the Bud Light Ugly Sweater pack. I know we're 4 months late to the game here. But again, I wasn't going to buy this at full price. Even if I wasn't on a budget, it wasn't worth it. And I knew that going in. But for $6, that's like 2/3 off. 50 cents per can. There's 4 more of these I can drink. So at 50 cents per can, half of them are drinkable. You're still only paying $1 per seltzer. That's not bad. $6 for a 6-pack. Compared to some other shit out there. I mean, hell, craft beer these days. Some local craft breweries, I'm looking at you, Bigelow, have reasonably priced 6-packs of 12 ounces. But other than that, most of them, the price is jacking up. Mostly you get a 4-pack of 16 ounces for around $17, $18. We're getting closer to 20 here in Maine. So I guess the bottom line here is, budget-wise, if you can find this for $6, like I did, it might be worth it because 6 of them are drinkable. And maybe you can make yourself drink the other 6. But, you know, $6 for a 6-pack is not bad. If you can choke down the other 6, then you paid $6 for a 12-pack, which is pretty fucking good these days. Anyway, while you're down there commenting on how drunk I am and how stupid this video is, and also how much you hate these fucking things, make sure to like and share the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Once you've subscribed, click on the little bell icon so that you get a notification whenever I post a new one. Till next time, folks, thanks for tuning in. This is where I normally take a last sip and say cheers and smile at the camera, but I'm just going to say cheers.